What's going on, YouTube modeling community? Pappy here at West Georgia Rods and Customs. I get a lot of questions via the internet, Instagram, Facebook about building cleaner, as far as building, a clean build. One of the questions I've seen it float around the community a lot is the kind of the age-old mystery of painting on, leaving your parts on the sprue and painting them, while they're still attached to the sprue. Someone asked me not too long ago if I do that. And I'm like, well, the answer to the question is no, I do not. Anytime when I build anything that I'm building, I'm going to cut it right off of the sprue. Reason being is it's hard to remove flash. Some kits are not as clean as the other. And a lot of times if there's flash or something, somewhere on the piece itself, it's hard to remove that flash while it's still on the sprue. So the age-old mystery, do I leave them on the sprue? No, I don't. I cut them completely off. And that's one of the reasons why. But what do I do? Good question. I'll cut it off the sprue, and first thing I'm going to do is, if I have to assemble it like this rear end. This is a three-piece right here. The spring, two springs, and these are actually, I had actually four. I had to glue the housing together and then sand everything. I don't want to see no seam line down where I attach that. So I'll put it together, glue it all up, and get ready to test fit it. And then I'm going to get it ready for paint. And the way I do that is I'll take like this piece right here. You just kind of have to play it by ear how you're going to attach it or what you're going to use. I use a lot of toothpicks, which is right here. I just kind of drilled the where the drive shaft goes into the axle housing. And just stuck a toothpick. That way, when I go out and I airbrush it, man, I can turn it around just by using my fingers. So there's one little tip that I use. Another thing, and I'm going to use, we're going to stick in the area of toothpicks, is the engine block. This is the engine block for the Donnie Allison Torino that I'm building. And everything is blue. It's going to be Ford blue. Heads, block, as far as the oil pan, water pump, whole 9 yards. So I put it all together, test fit it, make sure everything fits good, get it glued up, get it sanded, and now I'm ready. And there's a hole just right there where the crank goes through. Well, crank ain't going through there, but where the harmonic balancer is going to be at. And I just take a toothpick and just stick it in there like that. That way, when I airbrush it, man, I'm just sitting here, I can just hit it just like that, and I'm ready to go. And then I can either stand it up in some foam, stick it down the foam, or I can use I got 2 or 3 of the Tamiya stands that, it's on a kind of rotisserie, I call it a rotisserie. But it's got alligator clamps on it, and I can just clamp that in there, and that alligator clamp will hold it till it dries. Same thing with the transmission right here. Got a hole, output shaft where on the tranny where it comes out. I can airbrush that. Very, very simple. Other things. Another thing that I do as far as holding things while I'm painting it is I buy these tweezers. They're just self-clamping tweezers like that. So what I'll do is, just like when I get ready to spray paint that, I'll just go out there and hit it with the spray. Of course, it gets overspray on it. You can always drop these into some lacquer thinner, and they'll clean right up. So that's another means of how I hold parts when I'm doing this. Now, another thing is, if you cut your part off of the sprue, let's say you get a small. Let's say you got a little small piece. You're not familiar, you cut it off, you can't tell what that number is once it's cut off the sprue. So what do? I'll take popsicle sticks. I've got tons of these popsicle sticks that I use, and you can already see I've already used some of them several times. They're reusable. I use the small kinds also. And then I'll just take masking tape, pull it off, cut about that much right there. and then I'll just wrap it, just wrap that around there and fold it around where the sticky side's out, and I'll attach the I'll just stick it to them. I got the wheels ready to go right here, and what I'm going to do is I'll just take and I'll spray that. But that one little piece right there, if if you don't know what that is, and let's say if that's, I'm just going to throw a number out there. If that's number 42, I'll put I'll put 42. Write that down there. And what color am I going to use? I am actually going to paint all this white. So once I prime it, I'll paint it white. And if I won't overspray that much, especially when I'm airbrushing. And then once I'm able to, once the wheels come off, I'll still be able to do my detail painting. I'll take my, I'll take a, leave that still attached to the to this because it's still sticky. And if I'm going to paint that silver, as far as right down through there, I can still detail paint that right there, and it'll stay affixed to that. Once it's dry, stand it up in the Tamiya. Alligator clip over there, it'll hold it up till it's good and dry. So that's another means of what I do as far as that. Also, now I'll take a lot of times I'll take a highlighter, but I'll take a Sharpie and I'll write down, like I've got just a slew of popsicle sticks ready to go out to paint right here. So, and also what you can see right here, what I do is just write, if I'm doing flat black, of course this will be NATO black, but here's flat black, some of the flat black stuff for NATO black. Here's some of the aluminum, I'll be ready to airbrush that aluminum. And even if I'm going to do detail painting on it afterwards, after I painted aluminum, like if I'm going to do that in a flat black, I can still detail paint and do any touch-ups right there. So it's just a way of doing a neater and a cleaner build than per se, you're leaving flash on the flash on the part, and then you still got to, once you cut it off that sprue, you've still got to clean it up, and then you got to go back and detail paint it or touch it up again. So, but it's just a little bit easier for me to do. I can clean serves two purposes: cleaning the flash off, and then I don't have to clean that sprue off with like an X-Acto blade or a sanding stick or something like that. So, but anyhow, this is just one of the some of the tips that I like to use when I'm building. It makes a cleaner build as far as I'm concerned. But hope this helps. Hope this helps you out. I hope it debunks one of the age-old mysteries that's kind of been floating around for a while. But let me know. Let me know your comment. Leave me a comment down below and let me know how it works out for you. Anyhow, folks, remember, if you can dream it, build it. God bless y'all. Pappy out of here.